I don't know why you dragged us out to the middle of nowhere.
Come on, change is good sometimes.
I get that, but we could have been happy doing our usual theme park thing. We could be waiting for Illuminations as we speak.
We can't always be at a theme park. Besides, I think I might have the next best thing. Here, try this.
I seriously doubt a cup of coffee can make me any happier about our little adventurous expedition you have us on, let alone make me forget we passed up the Magic Kingdom for this.
Would you stop talking for 2 seconds and just try it?
Whoa, this is good. Like, really good. Where'd you find this, Starbucks?
Nope, this is Expedition Roasters, the artisanal roasters of specialty pop culture inspired coffees. You happen to be drinking Enchanted Tiki Coconut.
Wait, these are theme park inspired?
Yep, honestly, it's the next best thing to actually being in the parks.
What other flavors do they have?
If you want to embrace your inner Haunted Mansion, they have some Happily Never After, which features flavors of New Orleans pralines. And if you want to do your best Dapper Dan impression, you can grab some Main Street USA Colombian. And the best part is that all of their coffees are gluten-free and allergen-free.
That's fantastic. Let me see the bag. Whoa, these bags don't look like any other coffee I've seen.
That's because each one of the bags has unique custom artwork by guest artists. It makes it a little more fun to display in the kitchen than a boring bag.
That's cool. They're almost collectible. We're gonna have to buy more when we get home.
Well, since you like this one so much, maybe when we get home we can go to expeditionroasters.com and buy some more great coffee and maybe some fun mugs and shirts, too.
This means we can have theme park magic every day of the week. This is the next best thing.
Do you feel a little better now? You're caffeinated and you have a little bit of the parks here with you.
Much better. Maybe being out in nature isn't so bad after all. But I may prefer the animatronic animals better. This coffee may be the only type of adventure I need in my life. Start your expedition today at expeditionroasters.com and use coupon code DUO15 to save 15% off any purchase of Expedition Roasters themed coffees. Brew your happy place. Expedition Roasters, an adventure in every bag.
Hi, and welcome to the Theme Park Duo podcast. Grab your park map, churro, and hop in line with us as we take you on a coast-to-coast adventure through the world of theme parks, haunts, conventions, and more. Now, here's your hosts, Nikki and Gabriel.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Theme Park Duo podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Gabe.
And we are
the Theme Park Duo. We have a super fun episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking a little bit of a history about Jurassic Park the ride. And I think we chose this because we're a little sad because it closed here in Hollywood.
No, it closed earlier this week on the 3rd.
The date. It closed, I believe, on the 3rd.
Labor Day.
Yes.
Yeah, Monday, Labor Day. That was its last day.
Yes, September 3rd.
Uh-huh.
So, we were a little sad about that, so we figured we'd dedicate an entire episode to Jurassic Park the ride before it opens up with a new refreshed look as Jurassic World the ride? I guess it's going to be Jurassic World the ride?
I guess so.
Now? That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So, but before we get into all of that, we want to share some pretty awesome news. Well, not necessarily news, but we want to share an awesome experience that I got to have this past week at Universal Studios Hollywood. So, to share that little bit of news, let's jump right into Haunting Headlines. So I know I teased you a little bit there, you guys, listening out there. So the cool thing that I got to do was that I got to do a backstage tour of the Stranger Things maze at Universal Studios Hollywood that they're building for Halloween Horror Nights.
What?
This was absolutely freaking bonkers, guys. Like, seriously. Like, this was a big deal for me. I dorked out when I saw that email.
Yeah.
So, and I know I texted Nikki immediately, and you probably were like, you need to calm down.
No, I was just as excited for you as you were. I say excited for you because I knew you were the one going and not me.
Well, with the amount of swelling that's happening in your hands and feet, I don't think you would have been able to make it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been up to walking through the back lot.
Yeah, exactly. So
I am 8.5 months pregnant, and I feel it. I feel every day of that 8.5 months right now.
You know what happened?
Like a ton of bricks.
Like everybody who's listening, and have you ever filled up a water balloon so far that like your hands just start kind of melding into it, and you're afraid to shift its weight because it's gonna pop like in your hands and just get you soaked?
Literally, Gabe pressed his thumb
pretty much what
into
Nikki
the
is
top
right
of
now.
my foot, and the indentation stayed there.
Yeah.
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 It's ugh. But that is not why I did not go. I mean, one person from our duo got to go. And of course, Gabe's the one that's good at interviews. I'm
one
very
of us
shy.
from the duo got to go solo.
Yeah, it's okay. I got to go to the butterbeer tasting one, the butterbeer ice cream tasting one.
Yes, you did. So that's fine.
We
I sent you to that one.
We trade off.
Which might be the reason why you're swelling up now. Who knows?
Oh, the butterbeer ice cream?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fact that we go to Universal Studios Hollywood anyway on our own time to go drink butterbeer and eat at 3 Broomsticks. Anyway.
Where do you think I've been every day of maternity leave?
Oh my goodness, really?
You think I've been here cleaning. Little do
I'm
you
cleaning
know.
so much, babe. That's me texting. That's my texting voice, guys. You can't see my thumbs moving. I'm cleaning so much. Yeah, I'll take more butterbeer. Yeah, the texting. Yeah, I'm working so hard. No, anyway, we're way off track. Got to go to Universal Studios Hollywood to check out the progress of Stranger Things, one of the mazes there for Halloween Horror Nights this year. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm really, really excited to see where this goes from what I saw. I was thoroughly impressed with everything that they were doing in this attraction. The tiniest details, from the drawings that are up on Will's wall in his bedroom to, the lights on the wall for the alphabet so that he could spell out run with the lights.
Yeah, above the couch.
Above the couch, those iconic scenes. I got to see where all the scare actors are going to be and like going in and out in the back. I was very, very, very impressed. And I can only wait to see what it's going to be like with thematic lighting, with sound effects and music and dialogue and actors in there, because that really makes it come alive.
Yeah.
No pun intended, because there's people in it. You know what I mean? But I was thoroughly impressed. We're going to have, like, by the time that you listen to this, there's going to be photos up from our visit. We also have recorded the walkthrough with John Murdy, which I forgot to mention that we watched with John Murdy. He took us through the maze and talked about everything, which I recorded that conversation, and it's up on YouTube. It's up on our post on our website, which is themeparkduo.com. You could go take a listen to that. We weren't allowed to take any video, only took a few pictures because things weren't quite done yet and they don't want to have us do that.
Yeah.
So the YouTube video that I have up is the recording of that tour with a few bits cut out because I wanted to keep things a surprise. I don't want everybody knowing where the characters are coming from or where the scares are going from, and certain things, like, I want to still leave an element of surprise.
Yeah.
So that's in there, and then the pictures that are kind of scrolling through in the video are actually the pictures I took from the attraction itself. So you actually get to see some of those behind-the-scenes photos that I took of certain rooms. That being, that couch room with the lights on the wall, or being in the Hawkins lab, and a few other things. From the moment you step into this attraction, you're going to be in the world of Stranger Things, with visuals and sounds and scents and that kind of stuff. And I think anybody who's a major fan of this attraction, or rather fan of this franchise, is going to fall in love with this maze immediately, just based on everything Murdy was mentioning, the things that I saw, and where it's going to be on opening night. I mean, I think it's going to be one of the better ones based on what I saw. So I'm excited. That being said, I mean, like, I haven't seen any of the other ones, but I was just that impressed with what I did see.
Yeah.
So, and it also doesn't fall in line with any of my concerns from prior years of Halloween Horror Nights. And we've talked about this before, where a big concern with Halloween Horror Nights is its overusage of black hallways, transitionary hallways, and things like that. There really wasn't many. Really, the only black spots were from the Upside Down. and, you know, being in the void or things like that, you know, where it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
So they're moving away from that, at least in this maze, and really showcasing some really awesome sets, which I'm very excited about. I mean, you didn't get to go, Nikki, so I mean, like, I've talked to you about this, but do you have any questions on what I saw or what's going on and things like that?
Not really. I mean, because I know the basic kind of thing that they're going with, like, it's walking through the whole first season. So, like, just walking through it, do you think it tells a good progression as far as you can tell of, like, the story throughout the season?
Yeah, I definitely think that it tells a pretty solid story. I think they are, you know, when working with a property like Stranger Things, I think it's inherently difficult to translate that to a maze because the story is told through the eyes of these kids. And you can't just have kids in a maze, you know. One thing Murdy says that you'll hear in the interview is that, or not interview, but like that tour, is that you can't just have grown-ups dressed as these kids.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
It won't be realistic.
It's weird.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't have a guy put on a wig and put a hat and say he's Dustin. Like, that doesn't work. So inherently there is a challenge at hand in order to tell this story because of the way the story is being told in the show.
Yeah.
They're using a lot of dialogue in audio from the actual kids to kind of help the story progress. I think where they're starting, which is in the woods, and kind of how they're teasing the Demogorgon throughout the attraction and going from scene to scene, you know, going to the house and going to Hawkins' lab and then kind of showing up at the school. I think they're doing a good job with what they can do within the confines of a maze because, you know, there's only so much you could choose. I mean, the footprint's only so big, and there's only, you know, you have to pick and choose what scenes you think are best. They're going to help progress that story along. And I think that they do a pretty good job based on what I saw. And like visually from what I saw, it's missing audio, it's missing lighting, it's missing all this stuff that's going to help progress it even more.
Yeah.
So I do think to a certain extent that they do a really good job of encompassing season 1 within the maze.
From what you saw in the maze, do you think Barb will make an appearance?
I could definitely guarantee you 100% that Barb will make an appearance.
Okay, awesome.
I can neither confirm nor deny whether or not she is dead when you see her, but Barb will make an appearance.
Okay.
Actually, if you listen to the interview, the tour, I keep calling it an interview. If you listen to the tour, you'll get some info on that.
Okay.
Like solid info.
I didn't listen to it yet.
It's a tease. I'm teasing you. Go listen to the thing and find out whether or not Barb is alive or dead in the maze.
Okay.
So there you go. Are you team Barb?
Are
you a team I don't care?
I'm a team I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not team Barb. I don't care. I really didn't care that she died.
Yeah. She's kind of mopey.
Well, yeah.
Find some more friends, Barb. Branch out.
She's dead. She can't find new friends.
Well, yeah, well, she was all mopey because she only had one friend. She
and that
more.
led her to her death.
Yeah. So, moral of the story, find more friends.
Is that the moral of the story?
Yeah.
Because that's a terrible moral.
Moral of the story, you won't end up sad and alone on a diving board.
And get munched by a Demogorgon.
Yeah.
I guess that's the moral of the season 1.
Make friends, kids. Be like Dustin.
Be like Dustin, exactly. Going out and asking all the girls to dance and still get denied.
At least he has 3 solid friends. 4
True.
if you count 11.
Yeah.
That's why he's not dead.
That's confusing.
You get it.
Yes.
You get it.
Anyway, that was my experience at Universal Studios Hollywood. I'm really excited for everyone to go into this maze and see what we saw. Please do make sure that you go check out the YouTube video. If you go to YouTube, type in Theme Park Duo, you'll find it. It is also posted on our website within the blog. It's themeparkduo.com. So if you want to watch that, listen to it. Listen to John Murdy talk about design with Netflix and Stranger Things and designing from Ireland and how him and Chris have tag teamed this and things like that. Listen to the tour. It's extremely informative. Really interesting to kind of get into John Murdy's mind when it comes to designing such a big property like Stranger Things. So, now that we're done there, let's head into our main segment of the episode, where we're going to be talking about Jurassic Park, the ride. I grew up in Southern California, and pretty much Jurassic Park, the ride has always been around.
Yeah.
It's always been in my mind, in the memories, and I can tell you 100% that I was terrified of this ride.
Oh, yeah.
Terrified of this ride when I was little. So, to celebrate its closing, to celebrate its life at Universal Studios Hollywood, let's jump into our history segment of Jurassic Park, the ride. It's been a while since we've done one of these history segments.
Yes, this is our second ever.
Yeah, the first one was the T2 3D episode, which was, I believe, episode 2.
We have, is it a theme that we only do history episodes on doomed rides?
Oh my goodness. I just realized that. That's not good. Well, we did one on T2 before we found out it closed.
Did we predict its demise?
Oh my goodness.
Dun,
But now,
dun, dun.
at least this time, it was afterwards.
Yeah.
So, at least we didn't do one on Jurassic Park, and then we got an email saying, "Hey, it's closing." And we're like, I wouldn't want to do it.
We're cursed.
I don't want to do history episodes ever again. That means we can never do an Indiana Jones Adventure history episode ever. Only until it's really closed.
Never.
Even after that. No, I need to. It's my favorite ride ever.
No,
We're
I'm
not
saying
talking...
it's never going to close.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, there you go. Never.
No, they're just going to retheme it to Crystal Skull and just throw in a whole bunch of CG monkeys. It's going to be great.
Shia LaBeouf everywhere.
Shia LaBeouf is everywhere. He's, instead of the giant boulder, it's just Shia LaBeouf rolling at you. You know? It's just saying, do it! Take it, crush it, and do it! Believe in your dreams! That's an old meme. Anyway, moving on. Jurassic Park, the ride. So, like I had said, this ride has been around my entire life. Our entire lives.
Yeah.
You know, I remember going as a little kid to Universal Studios, being terrified of everything, because I was big chicken. And seeing the shirts, I survived Jurassic Park, the ride, you know? Like, that was the thing. It's like, you go on that ride, you buy that shirt.
Yeah.
That was the thing to do as a kid, and people talked about it. You know, it wasn't just like Universal like trying to like market it, which they did because the commercials were terrifying. The commercials made it seem like you were gonna get murdered instead of it just being like a placid beginning. But you know, kids did talk about it. It's like, have you been on this ride? Have you been on this ride? I got the shirt. Look at my shirt. I survived. I got through it. You know, and I don't know if it was like that at your schools or not, but it definitely was like that at mine.
Not so much. I mean, I lived close enough to Universal to where, you know, we talked about it from time to time, you know, and it, you know, it'd be like, oh, have you been to Jurassic Park? You know, so we talked about it, but not like, I don't know, not it's not in any intensity.
It might be a little bit different because, you know, from a boy to a girl talking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the difference there. Is like all the guys are like, yeah, I did it. Went on it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Girls are like, I didn't want to get my clothes wet.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And I don't know if this ride opened when I was 8-ish. I don't even know if I was tall enough then to ride it.
Yeah,
I was a
pretty
very
much.
short child.
Yeah. So if you didn't grow up in Southern California, this ride is on the lower lot of Universal Studios Hollywood, and it opened up on June 21st of 1996. And like we had said earlier, it actually closed to make room for Jurassic World, and that it closed on September 3rd of this year, which is 2018.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it stands now. The walls are up around the perimeter of the ride. You know, I was there the day after it closed, and they had already started construction.
Wow.
Like they waited no time.
Well, because they want that Jurassic World open fast.
Yeah, it's next summer.
Yeah.
So when we went down to do the tour of Stranger Things, we drove right by, you know how the trams go down the hill and things like that. So, okay, I talk like nobody knows what this place is like. So when you take the Universal Studios Hollywood tram tour, it takes you down this giant hill and it takes you around the backside of Jurassic Park. So you can see a little bit of behind the scenes, a little bit how it's working and the water and all that stuff. So when we drove past it, all the water was gone, and there was people in construction outfits working and tearing crap apart already.
Yikes.
Like, it was done. And then, like, at this point, like, today I looked at pictures, the whole canopy is gone, everything is getting insanely torn away. So, they're probably going to refurb it in a certain way to make it match Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So, but it's has its walls around it now, and it's already being worked on. So, it's a little bit exciting to see something new come to the park, especially Jurassic Park, because that ride was a little long in the tooth. It definitely had some issues with it, things not working and stuff like that. So I'm just really happy it's getting the TLC and the attention that it truly deserves, because it is a record-breaking attraction. One of them, if not the most expensive attraction ever built.
Yeah.
And to help you guys kind of get a sense of what this ride was, if you haven't been on it, or at least been on the one in Orlando, which is slightly different than ours, because we're focusing on the Hollywood version. The one in Orlando is minor differences. There are some major differences once you get inside the building, but overall, genuinely, what's the word? Generally, the same attraction. There are some, like I said, minor differences. The ride itself has duplicates, like I mentioned. There's one in Orlando, in Islands of Adventure, and then there's another one that's a River Rapids version of the attraction.
Take a breath.
Singapore.
Take a breath, like.
You're
fumbling. You're fumbling.
Trying to be that guy who talked really fast in the 90s. It's that dude. Anyway, so there's those versions of the attraction, but like I said, if you haven't been to Universal Studios Hollywood and never got a chance to ride it, we're gonna go through a description of what the ride actually is. So when you walk up, when you get down to the very bottom back lot after you've taken 80 escalators, you walk up to the gates that are the gates from Jurassic Park, the movie. Not literal ones, but a recreation of it.
Yeah, the fire,
torches?
Sconces or whatever. There's four fire spouts, whatever, torches, yeah.
Fire spouts.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's very big and grand and cool, and it looks like just like the ones that they drive
music,
through.
It's a big thing. It's a dominating entrance to an attraction.
Yeah, and if on the last escalator, you look over to your left and you can see the drop happening and people screaming.
You can hear it.
Yeah, you hear a rumble, you hear people screaming, you see the splash. So, you know exactly what you're in for as soon as you head down that last escalator to the lower lot.
Yeah, you see this is the weenie of the attraction, is the drop, the ending. And
did you say the weenie?
Yes, the weenie. It's a technical term that was coined by Walt Disney, where basically he's saying this is the eye-catching moment that is going to get people to come on this attraction.
And weenie was the word he chose?
Yes. Have you really not heard of this term before?
No.
Ever? Not once.
No. That's why I was so shocked
when I said it.
Yeah.
You just genuinely why did he just say weenie?
Why is he calling something on this ride a weenie? And you know what? I'm glad I was so naive, because I'm sure some members of our audience are too, and now they know as well.
So to just give a little bit more clarification on what it means, I know I said it's basically Walt coined this term to have people the thing that they see that makes them want to go in this direction, but a lot of things can be weenies, because the whole reason behind this term, you try so hard not to laugh. A lot
of things can be weenies.
A lot of things can be that term.
Okay.
Because it's not just necessarily something that gets somebody on an attraction, but it's just something that's eye-catching, that they want them to go towards. So the reason why it's called weenie in the first place is because when Walt used to come home late at night, he would grab a hot dog from the fridge and his dog would follow him around. And he would notice that the dog would follow him anytime that he had the hot dog in his hand, because she knew that he was gonna give her a piece.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the term he used whenever he developed something that was supposed to be, eye-catching, and he wanted the guests to go explore or go look at, whether or not be a ride or, Cinderella Castle, Spaceship Earth, Tree of Life, things like that.
Yeah.
It's called a weenie. So there's a reason behind it.
Okay.
It's not just randomly called weenie.
Okay.
There's a story.
I thought Walt was just a really
big weirdo.
Funny guy. No.
I'm gonna call it a weenie, guys. It's so funny. No, there's a story behind it, and I'm sorry that I've never explained that to you before, so you were embarrassed to explain how you've never heard of that term before.
Oh, I wasn't embarrassed that I didn't know it.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh, okay. Weenie. Weenie.
I'll be
Weenie.
naive.
I'm not going to say it again.
I don't believe you.
Weenie.
Yeah, no, I'm not embarrassed that I didn't know the origin of that term. It just... now
Caught
I know.
you off guard.
The more you know.
The more you know. The star flies across above us.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, the drop is a weenie, in my opinion.
Got it.
You know, the awesome rock work that sits behind it as well.
Uh-huh.
So as you enter through this big arch that says Jurassic Park on it, you see another sign that says River Adventure. And, well, it says 3 words. River Adventure Ride? One of them.
Yeah.
It says something like that. Anyway, next to that is a big sign that has all the warnings and the you know, you shouldn't ride if you're blah 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 blah. But at the very top of it, it says you will get wet. It isn't you may get wet. It isn't, hey, sorta, you might get kind of moist. It's you will get wet. Period. No questions asked. And as you go through this, the queue for this attraction, you know, there's TVs. They never changed them to flat screens. They were still old school, regular old 90s TVs. You know, they never switched them out, it seems. And they kind of had, you know, people who worked at Jurassic Park describing what the experience is like. You know, the plants, you know, how they feed the dinosaurs. You even had Richard Attenborough playing John Hammond, you know, the actor from the film, describing what this attraction is.
Yeah.
And the whole idea behind the attraction is that Jurassic Park opened as planned. The River Adventure is an actual attraction in the park itself, and it begins as a boat, rises against an elevation, followed by a small plunge, and then we enter the gates of Jurassic Park. So you jump in those boats, which are already soaked, by the way. Like the seats, you get into this boat, this big yellow boat, and it's drenched already.
Yeah.
So it's already the warning sign.
You know
that things aren't going to go well.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know. So like I said, you go up this lift hill, do a small little plunge, and then it's placid for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's very peaceful and nice and pretty.
So take it away from here. Where do we go after you go up that first little
hill?
Little hill.
You go into like this kind of looks like an arbor or something. It's like a little river, and there's a trellis that goes over you, and there's plants growing. It's very pretty, and then it opens up into the Ultrasaur Lagoon. And in the
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yes. And in the Ultrasaur Lagoon, the visitors encounter a large adult Ultrasaurus, and it's a very big, impressive animatronic.
It's massive.
It's huge. It's like chomping on some leaves.
Yeah, it starts off with its neck bent.
Uh-huh.
So by the time you get close, it stretches its neck
Yeah.
all the way up. So you're
craning
bending
your
neck.
neck
Up to look at
Uh-huh.
it. And the other baby one is spraying you with water.
Yeah. And there's a baby one too. And then there's also two, I'm gonna butcher this name, Psittacosaurus.
Better than I would have done.
I believe it's Psittacosaurus. Can be seen in the lagoon, and those are kind of like the more low to the ground ones. They have spiky tails. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe them.
They're a little hard to describe.
Yeah, well, anyway,
and
they're there too.
Yeah, exactly. So once you leave Ultrasaurus Lagoon, you head into a cave where this water is kind of flowing over the rocks. It's splashing on you. It's still very nice to be in there, like on a hot day. And as you turn the corner in this cave, you head to the jumping ahead of myself, Stegosaurus Springs. Gosh, it's just a lot of words. And the boat, as I said, goes through a cave and head into Stegosaurus Springs. And at that park, there is volcanic-like water shooting in the air that lands on guests, which is one of the things I remember growing up and not wanting that thing to go off. It's like, you don't want to be around the geyser when it goes off, because if you do, you're going to get really freaking wet.
Yeah, you're doomed.
Pretty much. And on the right-hand side of that, and above you, you'll see a couple stegosaurs. And like it's a large animatronic. Like, it isn't just, like a scale size that's not impressive. This is a massive, impressive animatronic of a dinosaur.
Didn't that water geyser get you on your last ride?
Oh, it got me bad.
Yeah.
And I was holding my phone, too.
Soaked. You're
really
soaked for
bad.
hours.
Yeah, I was soaked to the core. Like, my last ride on this ride, it worked out perfectly where I completely got soaked to the core.
Yeah.
Like, the worst possible level of soaked you can get is what I got. Like, I just happened to be sitting in the right seat, and it was the worst. The geyser got me, but that wasn't what got me completely soaked.
It was like to the point where if you were looking at you straight on, it didn't even look like you were wet. It just looked like you were wearing a slightly darker shade of clothing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And you could see like the outline of my boxer briefs.
You could see that.
because I was wet.
Yeah, because
it was terrible. As you turn the corner there, you could see a couple little dinosaurs fighting together over with a Jurassic Park popcorn box back and forth. Things like that. And then we head into our next section.
The next section is the Hadrosaur Cove. The raft begins heading towards part of the park known as Hadrosaur Cove. A duck-billed... Why the heck am I getting all the really long dinosaur names? Oh my gosh.
That's not a dinosaur, Nikki. Really long dinosaur names. I've never heard of that dinosaur before.
Okay, I'm gonna try this out, okay?
Nikki's really flustered.
Parasaurolophilus.
Here, let me try.
No, I want to say it. Actually, okay. I think I said it right.
Yeah, you said it pretty dang close.
Parasaurolophilus. No, Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. You got it.
Well, anyway, this duck-billed dinosaur bumps the raft, causing it to begin to drift into the raptor containment area.
Now this is exactly where I got soaked. So if you've been on this ride, you know that there used to be one of these dinosaurs that just popped out of the water and it would spray water in the air. People get wet. But recently, that guy has been gone.
Yeah.
So what now that happens is you hit this bump and water literally just pours into the car in the one seat that I'm sitting in. Like, that's the only person that gets wet in that scenario was me.
Yeah.
That seat. That one seat that I got.
The front row, far right seat.
Yes, right? So if you go on this ride, never sit there, ever. If you want to get soaked, then sit there.
Well, it might be different now that they
Maybe.
change it. Maybe.
See, I'm a little confused, though, at this description, because going on the ride, when this portion happens and you get, quote-unquote, bumped, ahead of you see Hadrosaurus Cove, and you see a big tunnel that you're supposed to be going through.
Yeah.
But there's another Jurassic Park boat stuck in it, and there's like flashing lights, which I'm assuming is supposed to be like sparks.
Yeah.
So something clearly happened in there. Like something bad happened.
Yeah.
But we get bumped into the raptor containment area, which is terrible. So I'm not quite sure where the confusion is in the storyline there, but I'm assuming that something went wrong with the boat. I'm not quite sure this description is correct.
Maybe the Parasaurolophilus is trying to save you.
Did you say it again just to show off?
Yes. I might have said it wrong. I don't know.
It's not saving us because it's apparently bumping us into the freaking raptor containment area. Well,
maybe the raptor containment area is better than whatever mayhem caused the other boat to die. Yeah,
in there is just Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
So you have to watch that movie if you go in there. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Lots of Jeff Goldblum. Lots of it. Don't know if you can handle that right now. So the raptor containment area. The raptor containment section, a section of the adventure that, according to the voiceovers on the ride, had never successfully been integrated into the rest of the park. Unauthorized entry, says a female voice over the intercom. The raft passes by a replica of the raptor pen from the film, and riders hear snarling velociraptors in the dense foliage. I always say that word wrong.
You say foliage.
Foliage. While branches move to simulate the creature attempting to escape from its confines. So very similar to the movie where they feed it.
They feed the cow. Yeah.
So it's very similar to that. And a small hole is torn in the fence. Turning a corner, riders see a boat that appears to be in a state of disrepair, with the Dilophosaurus chewing on the remains of the passengers. The boat heads towards the pump station, where riders see a velociraptor run into a dark corner on the wall next to the riders. A Jurassic Park Jeep nearly falls on the guests. So that shadow
So this is where
never there.
you were just a little ahead of yourself, because this is where you were confused now, because this is where the boat is that was broken.
There's two boats. So there's a boat that's sitting in the Hadrosaurus entrance, and then the one where the Dilophosaurus is sitting in, that's sitting there too, and he's like munching on like a poncho, like a Jurassic Park poncho.
I'm going to believe you, because you've taken like 10 last rides on this ride, and I haven't ridden it in over 9 months.
100%, because I've always been really confused at, the story of the attraction.
Yeah.
Thoroughly confused. Don't think that shadow is there. Don't think that's right. But
yeah, maybe it was at the beginning.
Maybe it could have very well been that.
96.
Yeah, maybe. But it's too bright for there to be some type of shadow unless it's like a really bright projection.
Yeah.
But anyway, you go through that raptor containment area, and like I said, the Dilophosaurus is munching on like the Jurassic Park ponchos, the big yellow ponchos.
Okay.
And in the water, you actually see a Mickey hat floating in the water.
Okay, yeah, I know
like
what you're talking
like
about.
a joke. Like a nudge at Disney. It's like, haha, you got eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah.
But I don't know why a person would be wearing Mickey ears to a Universal Park in the first place. Oh, Mickey ears to a Jurassic Park attraction. If you're supposed to be in Jurassic Park, why would they wear Mickey ears to Jurassic Park? That's confusing.
Good point.
Anyway, as you turn the corner, there you hear the T-Rex snarling and being loud and stomping around, and there's a Jeep that's kind of teeter-tottering at the edge of the wall, and you hear the T-Rex snarl again and roar, and then it tilts over and falls into the water next to you. That effect has been broken for a long time.
Yes.
They fixed it multiple times, but it keeps breaking.
Yeah.
In Orlando, the equivalent is the Velociraptor box that kind of falls above you.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent, so that's what they have there, but ours is the Jeep, which I actually think is really freaking cool if it works.
I remember it fondly from when it used to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's there, and then as you pass through that area, you enter the water treatment facility.
And this is where things go really bad.
Yeah, this is where it gets real bad, guys. I'm real nervous.
Yeah, so as the raft moves towards the water treatment
As the water
plant,
moves towards you.
the two Dilophosaurus jump up on both sides of the boat, spitting their poisonous venom, water.
We are the alien from Signs. We are deathly afraid and allergic to water.
Yeah, and so it spits water at the passengers. The riders begin to slowly head up a hill into the large building in silence. The riders enter a dark tunnel with several mock red lights on the ceiling.
I was laughing because it's definitely not silent.
No, it's not silent.
It's very loud.
Click, 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 click.
It's saying, "Get out of there! What are you doing?"
Several velociraptors jump out of tangles of piping at the guests. A raptor is seen tearing up a control panel. As the raft follows a 180-degree turn, the snout of a T-Rex breaks through the roof, spilling water on the boat. Attention! This is an emergency. Toxic gases are present in this area. Life support is imminent. Life support systems will terminate in 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, says a female voice over the intercom. The Tyrannosaurus's head reappears once more in front of the riders, roaring and growling very loudly to distract them from the 85-foot plunge below. So this is the part where it's like a waterfall, and the raptor
you don't see
head.
anything.
Yeah, you don't see anything, and then the T-Rex head like bursts from the water. It's a really cool moment. It's the best moment of the whole
entire attraction.
And then a voice comes on the intercom again and it keeps counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as the T-Rex bends its head down to roar and attempt to eat the riders, the raft plunges down almost 26 meters or 85 feet at a 54-degree angle. So it's pretty steep, too.
It's an extremely steep drop. And you land in the lake that you see the weenie of the attraction into the lagoon at the bottom where everyone's watching you gotten soaked. Yep. Completely soaked. And then you enter, turn around the corner, and you're coming back to the station or to the unloading dock, and another Dilophosaurus happens to be there that's hidden by a bush. The bush moves aside, and it starts spraying everybody with the water again.
Yeah, just as soon as you think you're not going to get wet again, it gets you.
Yeah, it gets you.
Yeah.
And to the right of that, you find the little Barbasol can that Nedry had in Jurassic Park. So another little Easter egg nod to the film.
Yeah.
One thing that I really like about that portion of the ride is as you come, like, there's this really cool, I guess, I don't know how to describe it, forced perspective. So when you're going up that giant lift into the water treatment facility portion of the attraction, you're going up a lift and you're looking ahead of you, and it looks like it's this long tunnel. But right before you get to there, you tip down in a little dip. So it's a painting that makes it look like it's going really high.
Yeah.
But you dip down before you get that high, which I think is really smart. There's a really dark room that people get soaked in before you see the T-Rex for the first time. And like you said, his head is coming down, bursting through pipes, getting people wet. But I actually think that moment is actually a little bit more terrifying than the actual drop, because he's right above you, and you're looking straight up at him. There's sparks flying over to the left. He's roaring, like, bringing his head down, trying to bite you. I think that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty darn scary.
Even more terrifying than the drop, because, like, to me, you're worried about the drop.
You're not worried about the fake dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Orlando's version, that you have like a person yelling over the loudspeaker, "It's in the building! It's in the building! Be careful!" Like, for us, I'm like, how the hell did it get in this building?
Yeah.
And this is really tiny corridors. How did it get into this building?
It chomped its way through the ceiling, obviously.
Apparently, yeah. According to that.
According to no one.
Well, the T-Rex itself at that drop is so incredibly impressive. It's incredibly impressive to think that this is this massive animatronic that's munching at guests, like trying to bite them as you dip down. It is taking the trick that they use in Pirates of the Caribbean, before the drop, you're looking at the skeleton above you, and amplifying it to the nth degree. And I think it's so smart. It's one of the most distracting moments, and I think it's smart on Pirates, and it's even smart here. So, like I said, that ends the ride. You get off, people clap, you see your picture on the drop, and see you screaming like a little girl, and then you walk into the gift store.
Do they still have the paper towel dispensers at the exit?
Not that I know of. At least I'm not paying attention to them.
Yeah, they used to have them, right? Like, right as you exit, it was like a wall of, like, paper towel dispensers to dry yourself
I think every time I would get off the ride, I was so enamored with how I felt after a big drop like that I wasn't really paying attention to paper towels.
There used to be, and there might still be, paper towel dispensers. I always just wanted to buy an actual towel.
I think I owned a towel for a short period of time.
Yeah?
I think.
You probably did.
I don't know. That's just that might just be like a fake memory in my head.
Maybe.
I'm not really quite sure. But that ends the ride, and people are clapping, people are jazzed, people buy a whole bunch of stuff in the gift shop.
Well, people clap because it's universal. And
it's like a movie. It's like you're getting off the movie. Clap, 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 clap,
they clap at the end of every ride if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that sassy.
Oh, do they clap?
They clap at the end of every ride.
Transformers?
Yeah.
They do not clap at the end of Simpsons.
They should.
They don't.
They don't care on Simpsons. But everything else, like the Mummy, they clap at the end of everything because it's like a movie. It's the end of a movie. Yeah.
They don't in Minions.
Well,
they do.
Should.
They do in Jurassic Park and they do in Mummy, and I don't think they do in Transformers. But I'll just go with your.
They might not.
Well, they do for sure in those two rides.
Well, maybe not Transformers because you're still like in character. You're still a freedom fighter.
Yeah, freedom fighter.
Yeah.
You saved the world. So this ride is about I just jumped right back into it.
We're doing ride stats now.
Yeah, so it's 5 minutes long, a little over 5 minutes long. The ride vehicles are 16 25 passenger free floating boats, which are the largest amusement ride watercrafts ever built.
I believe it.
Yeah, they're huge. And then it can handle at least 3,000 passengers per hour.
Wow.
Time intervals between dispatches of the boats are about 30 seconds at peak capacity. Volume of water making up the river is about 1.4 million gallons of water. Number of ride scenes is 12, and minimum height to ride was 46 inches.
46 inches.
And the creative team behind this was Universal Creative with Senior Vice President Phil Hedema. And obviously the creative consultant for this whole project was Steven Spielberg. So he actually looked over this entire attraction as it was being built, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
For the environment, The landscape, which really brings the Jurassic Park River Adventure to life, is the largest individual planting project ever undertaken at Universal Studios Hollywood. Below is this is the list of all the different specimens on display. 353 palm trees of 11 species, including, I'm not going to name all these because this is dumb. 926 additional trees of 33 species. 7,441 shrubs, plants, and flowers of 76 different species, and 300 bamboo plants of 6 varieties. That is a lot of plants.
I didn't even know that there were 6 varieties of bamboo.
Me either. The more you know.
Yeah.
It's a history episode, of course.
That's a lot of plants.
That's a lot of plants!
That's a lot of plants.
That's a ton of plants. So, and then with the technology, the ride vehicles, like I said, the boat holds up to 25 people, 5 per row. And the ride was refurbished early in 2003 to so that the boats can stop at any point around the ride track itself, which is actually pretty cool that it's able to actually do that.
Yeah.
Previously, they could only be stopped at specific locations. The height of the portion of the track at the bottom of the final descent, which I don't know if you knew this, and I didn't know this before reading this and researching this, is that the bottom of the track at the bottom of the final descent can be raised or lowered to make a bigger or smaller splash depending on the weather conditions.
I knew that there was a way to make the splash smaller. I didn't know that it was literally by raising or lowering the track.
I think it's something on the track that does that.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, during the summer, they use these cannons that would spray up into the
Extra.
air before you would come down. So by the time that you were in that location, the water's just falling on you. And that, like, normally the drop doesn't really get you soaked too bad. It's like you get misted really hard. But with those, if you weren't soaked already, you were after that, which was insane.
Yeah.
Now, when this ride opened up in 1996, it was a really big deal. Like, it wasn't just this small little, we opened up a new ride, come check it out. It was a star-studded cast that showed up to open up this attraction to the public. And one thing that I think is completely and utterly bonkers is the fact that this ride was being designed and built before the movie was even, like, fully in production.
That's insane.
Like, imagine them building a Frozen ride at the same time that Frozen was being produced. Like, that's insane to think about. Somebody actually did that. Like nowadays, they don't want to make a ride unless it's a hit.
Yeah.
Or even semi-hit, like, made money to a certain extent. And there's, like, a fan base. So the fact that they put that much money in, like, the most expensive ride ever built for a movie that hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah. So the ride cost $110 million, and that's almost twice the price tag of the first movie.
That's so insane to think about. Like, that's absolutely bonkers to me.
Yeah, and it's really funny if you think about the fact that the movie is about a guy bragging about the price to build the theme park. And
it's the most expensive ride ever built.
And it's the most expensive ride I've ever built. They spared no expense.
They spared no expense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with their freaking, what's it called? Like 10 bajillion forms of shrubs.
Yeah. Yeah, what they don't say is that 110 million, like 80 million of it is plants.
$80 million went into plants for this attraction.
That is not a true fact. I made that
No,
up.
it's not.
It's a joke.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And I said before that Steven Spielberg was a creative consultant for the attraction when it was being built. And he actually went on record saying that he actually had the idea for the ride before he even shot the movie. And work on the ride began well before the movie did. So I find that really interesting that his mind was in theme park realm.
Yeah.
Before the movie was even done.
That's so funny.
Which I think is super funny because it's weird how this worked. Because normally you'll have a movie that inspires a ride, and in Disney cases inspires a movie that inspires a ride.
Yes.
But in this case, the way that all of this was done is that the ride was being developed before the movie was shot. So what I find really cool is that the actual, like, everybody says to themselves, why is Jurassic Park a water ride? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, there's really no water scene in the movie.
Yeah, you
like,
would expect to have more like a safari
or something with Jeeps.
Jeeps, yeah.
But like, funny enough, the original concept for the attraction was a Jeep ride.
Yeah.
Which I think makes a lot more sense. But the problem is you can't have dinosaurs chasing a Jeep. It just wouldn't work. It doesn't look right.
Also, you'd probably need a much bigger footprint for the ride.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You would need a huge footprint,
Yeah.
which I just don't think Universal Studios had at the time. But you would think that it would be something along those lines and not a water ride. Well, the reason behind this is because the whole ride was based off of a sequence that was taken out of the movie that took place in a raft where they were getting attacked by the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Which I find so interesting because they're basing it off of storyboards that were built or made for the movie. Then they built this entire attraction like, oh yeah, guys, we cut that scene from the movie, FYI. And I bet somebody in creative was like, crap. We just built an entire attraction on a movie that's not come out yet for a scene that's cut out
that
from the movie.
didn't make the cut. Yeah.
Which to me is just absolutely bonkers. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't know, but that whole scene with the raft was cut, and it was replaced with more coverage of Jeff Goldblum's glistening torso.
To no complaints.
No, none at all. Even myself, I don't mind looking. Just don't touch.
He's a classy man.
He's a classy man. He's a classy man. Leave him alone. So when the ride was actually finally built and everything, you know, obviously during the star-studded cast going on it, you have Steven Spielberg on the ride, and story goes that he went the entire attraction but demanded to be taken off before the drop. So he didn't actually do the drop.
So before the refurb in 2003, one of the places where the rafts were able to stop was right at the top of the lift?
Or
right
near
at the top of the drop?
Near the lift.
Yeah.
Or near the drop.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. So he wanted to get off. He hasn't even been on the drop that I know of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in that time, maybe he did.
Maybe.
He might have.
Maybe.
I don't know. So, I mean, that pretty much, like, covers it. I mean, like I had said, the TV commercials were pretty insane when this ride opened.
I don't remember them. We could probably YouTube it.
They basically were like, face your fears. And then it would have, like, hydrophobia, fear of water. And then it would show, like, water. And then it said carnophobia, fear of being eaten alive. And then it would show the dinosaurs, and then it said another fear. I forgot what it was. I think it's like fear of heights or something.
Yeah.
Or fear of reptiles or something weird. And it made it seem like it was this terrifying experience. I think I mentioned this earlier in the show.
What's the fear of plants called?
I do not know.
I'm going to Google it.
The fear of plants.
I'm going to Google it. You keep
it's
talking.
going to be bushophobia. Folio. Watch it be that. Foliophobia. That actually sounds correct. Foliophobia. Well, the fear of 76 different species of plants. It's probably more like what it is.
Botanophobia.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. There we go.
Because it's a botanist. Botanophobia.
Was that one of their commercials? Botanophobia?
Botanophobia. Fear of plants.
We have
and
over
then it just
300 bamboo sticks.
Just really intense zoom shots of plants. Boom, boom, bum, bum. And then one of them just has like a koala on it because he's eating the eucalyptus, and he's just like,
koala, what you doing in Jurassic Park?
TV.
What you doing here, koala?
He's gonna get eaten by the velociraptors. He's their meal. That's what he is. So, you know, the commercial was overly intense for this ride, and I remember specifically them showing footage of the drop. You know, they had cameras attached to the car, and they show this one guy, and his eyes are like freaking bulging out of his head, and he's screaming his brains out. Of course, it's gonna make you scared. But the ride does not reflect, like, the commercial does not reflect on the ride very well.
Yeah,
that's
because
not what it is.
It's a very calm, serene, very relaxing ride up
to
until
a certain extent.
Up until the first big geyser.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you're just afraid of getting wet, and then later you're afraid of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, I mean, like, pretty much until you see the car fall. Like, after that, you're supposed to be scared.
Yeah. But it's very pleasant up until then.
It's actually gorgeous.
It's very pretty.
It's really pretty.
I hope when they redo it to Jurassic World, it keeps a little bit of its prettiness.
So, with regards to Jurassic World, what are your hopes? And what are the things that you... Well, like, I guess it still falls within the hopes. Hopes for what they do that you would think it would improve it, and hopes that you wish they wouldn't do.
Okay. I hope... Okay.
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 Okay. Okay.
I hope that since they made such a big deal, they're shutting it down, they're refurbing it, it's going to be Jurassic World now. I hope I don't just see a lazy overlay of things
Jurassic
I
World.
recognize from Jurassic Park the ride. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see something else falling off the side of the building like, oh, that used to be a Jeep. You know, I don't want to recognize Jurassic Park. I don't want to recognize the skeleton of Jurassic Park in Jurassic World.
I feel like to a certain extent you might, just because it's the same like track layout.
Well, layout's fine. Layout's fine. But that's my hopes. If they're gonna do it, that they do it correctly. I don't care if it's a completely new ride, you know, except for the fact that it is still probably going to be a water ride. I don't want to be reminded of what we lost with a subpar experience. So I want it to be an awesome experience, whatever they do.
Do you think, like, I don't think they've released at all what they're gonna do, but do you think they're just gonna tear out they wouldn't tear out the inside and do something brand spanking new, because they have to have it done within a year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's physically possible to like if you say from like the gates that say welcome to Jurassic Park and on, demolish everything and build something completely new.
No, I don't think so. I'm just trying to think of what parts of Jurassic World, like even what scenes they would use.
I mean, other than, you know, obviously a different color scheme, you know, the blues and the silvers and the whites,
yeah,
instead of the red, blacks, and yellows, maybe instead of like a Jeep falling over, there's a gyrosphere that's falling over.
Yeah, see, but that's exactly what I don't want to have happen.
But yeah, still within the confines of the attraction, I can't imagine them changing that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense to tear everything apart. Unless they're just doing a light overlay of Jurassic World. I mean, they might, for all I know, I mean, like, I could be 100% wrong. They could be tearing it apart as we speak.
Yeah.
Leveling the entire thing. Because I think I'm in the same line with you. I don't want to go on the same path, see the Ultrasaurs, so go to Stegosaurus Cove, go around the corner, then all of a sudden it feels different because we can't see the Raptor Pen from Jurassic Park. We can't see the Jeep. We don't want the Lopsauruses because they played no part in the sequels, really. You know, the real big mainstay of the Jurassic World sequel is the Spinosaurus. Not Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus was from Jurassic Park 3.
The Indominus?
Indominus Rex.
Yeah.
So there was leaked photos of the Indominus Rex. I'm sure those are accurate. It's gonna be in the finale.
Yeah, it's fine.
But the lead up. You're 100% correct in saying, what scenes would they use? Unless they use, maybe, I don't know how they would do it, but have that giant whale dinosaur or something pop out of the water and eat something.
Yeah, the giant underwater dinosaur. Maybe they could have, a pterodactyl picking up a tiny,
Triceratops or something. Yeah.
Whatever noise it made when it got picked up.
That'd be fantastic. I mean, I guess there's so many questions.
Yeah.
That falls within the lines of how are they going to replace Jurassic Park without it feeling like just an overlay of Jurassic Park.
They might have like Blue and a herd of raptors, like
they could be standing at the edge. So I think the problem for me is that I keep thinking within the confines of the structure of
the old ride.
Yeah. So it's separate sections like we went through.
Yeah.
And now I have to think about it as in like the whole thing can be 100% free. Like that whole entrance may not be Ultrasaurus Cove or Ultrasaur whatever.
Yeah, it might not be a serene, pretty cove. It could be
immediately you see Blue in like a pack of velociraptors.
Yeah. So I mean, we have no clue what it's going to be like, but yeah, my only hope is that I don't see the bones of the old ride too much.
My hope is that there's no screens. I want 0 screens.
Yes, I also hope for that.
0 screens incorporated. If that means what I'll take is if they use screens as like a background.
Yeah.
If they give it
to add depth.
To add depth to scenes, to make more sense.
Yeah.
Or to make it feel a little bit more realistic. So like think about like when you're going up the dark tunnel. Mm-hmm. Like if you have a screen somewhere in there that makes it feel like a dinosaur is trying to rip through like the side or something, I'd be okay with that. Mm-hmm. But I don't want full screens replacing any dinosaurs. I don't think like the creative team at Universal is dumb. I think they know that if they replace full life-size dinosaur animatronic screens, which I don't think is physically even possible, there would be a pretty big backlash. Mm-hmm. Because you're taking one of the most impressive attractions ever built, and replacing what made it awesome with screens.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're that dumb. I personally can't even fathom how they would even replace dinosaurs with screens.
Also, screens and a water ride don't really mix.
Screens, water ride, outdoors.
Yeah.
Most of those rides with screens are indoors.
Yeah.
Which is why I said, when you go up that hill, it might be inside. They might have screens inside to give depth to things, or make it feel like something else is happening. Makes it feel like the Indominus Rex is attacking, coming in, and then the T-Rex comes out of the waterfall and saves you.
Yeah.
Who knows? But ultimately, like I said at the beginning of the show, I think it's really exciting to see this ride get some love that it truly does deserve. It's 100 million billion years in the making, or whatever it was,
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see it finally get some time and polish it up and make it look nice and make it just as good as it was when the day it opened.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it does that, and that Universal Creative really follows through with that, and it brings it back to its glory with this brand new, fresh face to it of Jurassic World, which ultimately, do I want Jurassic World there? No. I'd rather it be Jurassic Park still and have them refresh everything and make it better. But it's Jurassic World. Kids nowadays know Jurassic World. They don't know Jurassic Park. So
at least we have Jurassic something.
True. Good point.
Yeah. And we have our fond memories of Jurassic Park.
Exactly. So you have the memories there. You have your shirts. You have your mugs. You have your magnets, and the crazy ass commercials.
We have one ride photo that we just had to buy because we rode it like last thing at closing, and we were the only ones on the boat.
It was pretty amazing.
So it's just you and me on the 25-person capacity boat, just all alone.
That was
in the
right
picture.
before you got pregnant.
Yeah.
That was your last ride.
That was my last ride. I don't hate it. That's fine.
That was a pretty spectacular last ride if we're getting that great of a picture.
Yeah.
That really was.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So that was, Jurassic Park is going to live on forever in the history of theme parks as going down as one of the best attractions ever built.
Breaking records.
Breaking records. It will never, ever change. That's what it is. And I'm glad that it was built here in Southern California first before it being built in Orlando, which is slightly different than ours. Not much different. Slightly different, but I'm glad it got built here first and we had the original, and I'm glad that I got to grow up going on this attraction that for me was like, it was like a pivotal moment in my life. I'm going on this ride. It is happening. I'm no longer scared of it. I'm a big boy now.
Yeah. You ride Jurassic Park and then you go into Backdraft and dry off.
Pretty much. That was the thing.
That was what I always did.
That was Jurassic Park and Backdraft, even though Backdraft gave me anxiety big time.
It didn't give me anxiety, but man, after Jurassic Park, it felt nice in there.
I was that kid yelling, "We're all gonna die! We're all gonna burn! They're gonna barbecue us and then feed us to the dinosaurs!"
If you don't remember Backdraft, the experience, go look it up.
It really wasn't a ride.
No, it was an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google it. Watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just as intense.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that ends our little history segment of Jurassic Park the ride. Please do let us know on social media, what was your favorite part of Jurassic Park the ride? Did you get to ride it before it closed? Anything you want to say about the ride, just to remember it and honor its memory that was there at Universal Studios. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So do let us know.
Mm-hmm.
after having gone on this ride 10 times saying goodbye,
Yeah.
I think this was the right episode to do.
Definitely.
It just feels right to honor its memory with this history episode. I'm glad we got to do it.
I'm super glad too, and fond memories for years going on this ride, and in the past few months, I got to just kind of sit at the weenie and watch the faces of everyone going down the drop, and man, even that was entertaining.
Including myself.
Yeah, just the pure joy and excitement and satisfaction of that ride on everyone's face. It really shows how all these years later, it still has the power to just really impress people.
It's still impactful. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think it deserves a level of respect, and I applaud the group of people who helped design this and have left an indelible mark in the theme park realm.
Yeah.
So, thank you everybody for joining us today on our little journey to Jurassic Park, the ride, and talking about the ride itself, its history, its concepts, and how many damn plants are in it.
The rogue joke of the episode.
Right? And weenies.
And weenies.
And if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you head on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star written review. It always truly helps us out. It pushes it up.
The other running theme of the episode, tripping over our words.
Yes, exactly. What is the name of that dinosaur again?
Philophosaurus.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Anyway, it pushes if you give us a 5-star review or just leave us a review in general, it pushes us up higher in the standings. It makes it easier for people to find us and enjoy us like you are right now. And as I said before our musical interlude into this portion of the episode, do find us on social media. If you go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, all you have to do is search Theme Park Duo, and you'll find us. I released a little bit of a ride-through of Jurassic Park the Ride on our YouTube channel, which is pretty fantastic. It gives you an idea of what the ride was like before it closed.
Yeah, so if you didn't get a chance to ride it one last time, you can go and relive it through that.
Exactly. And you can compare it to the video that hopefully we'll be taking of Jurassic World the Ride when it opens up, and we can kind of compare the two. I would love to do like a side-by-side.
That'd be fun.
So head on over to all the social media sites and find us. And then if you want to send us an email, you could always reach us at
themeparkduo@gmail.com.
Exactly. And one last thing, I've said it in the last episode, I'll say it again. We have a TeePublic site. It's hard to find, but the link is always in the episode description on the website. So if you go to themeparkduo.com and click on podcasts, you'll find all the posts for all the episodes. Click on one of those episodes at the very bottom.
We should put the link in our Instagram too.
We should.
Yeah.
We could do that. Totally works.
It will also be in our Instagram.
Boom.
Yeah.
Good idea. I don't know why I didn't think about that.
I'm so smart.
You're a idea man. Idea woman.
Woman.
Woman. Sure.
Lady.
Sorry, my mind is going to different stories that I probably shouldn't share on this podcast.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get out of here. Anyway, thank you again so much for listening to this week's episode. We always greatly appreciate you guys sitting down and listening to us blab about theme parks. And as always remember,
there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See ya.
Thanks for riding with the Theme Park Duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.